Welcome back, friends, to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Borossy. I share my life with chronic illness here on my channel. I was diagnosed with relapsing-remitting MS back in 2022. Since then I've seen a quite significant decline in my health and my disability and stuff. And if I compare with like the evolvement of my illness over the course of the past 3 or so years, the progression is a lot quicker than I anticipated initially, and it's been really hard, to be honest. I am just dealing with so many daily symptoms and like struggling on a daily basis. And this morning I had an appointment with my pharmacist, my pharmacist specialist in-house, like in the hospital, and we were just talking about my treatments and my medications that I'm on. And I went there because he's prescribing me Vampira. So if you don't know what that is, it's to help with like walking abilities when you have MS. So it's giving me like, he explains it as like the nerves get a little bit of a push when they send the signals through, and it helps with walking, and it can also help with some of the cognitive issues. So brain fog is slightly improved as well. And every time I go to pick up my prescription, he asks me, so how are you doing on the medication? Is it still working for you? And it's stressing me when he's asking me if the medicine is still working, because he has mentioned to me before, when I initially started taking Vampira, I asked him like, for how long can I be on this medicine? And he says that depends on your illness, if it's progressing or not, because it's only going to be helpful to a specific point. Like after that, it's like, it doesn't matter really if you take it, if I understood correctly. And I told him, because I am feeling quite bad at the moment, I was like, I feel quite bad, but if I don't take it, I feel even worse. So I definitely want to continue taking it. So he prescribed me 2 months more, and that was no problem. But we were talking, like, because I'm being evaluated for if I'm allergic to steroids, corticoid steroids, and on the 28th I have one more test to check, because when I did my prick test in the beginning that I showed 2 videos back, I think, I was reacting to corticoid steroids, but now we're having to like see which one of those I can tolerate more. So when I have my next infusion, they're gonna give me that specific steroid that I tolerate better when I have my infusions as a treatment before the actual treatment starts. But as well, if I'm having a relapse or an attack or whatever you want to call it, if they admit me or anything like that, I have to take steroids to treat an episode. So we need to rule out which ones I tolerate and which ones I don't tolerate, to make it less stressful on me when I need them. Long story short. And then I brought up to him about what the doctor told me that I saw not too long ago about alternative treatments to the steroids, because she mentioned that she had come back from a course in Mexico, I think, where they were talking about addressing the fact, I've had people mention to me before, like parasites in your gut could be like a really bad thing. I mean, I don't know how to say, like, if you treat that, it's like you could have a similar effect to if you were to use corticosteroids during a relapse. Don't quote me on that. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I had that mentioned to me, because she said to me, like, if you can't be on steroids, then there are alternative things that you could do. And I mentioned this to the chemist today, and he was not upset, but he was like, I don't like when people are just throwing around ideas like that, because it gives you false hope, because currently we don't have that available, and that is not even proven yet if it's the same, if it has the same ability to stop a relapse. So he wasn't that happy about her saying it to me like that, but he wasn't against it either, so I don't know. But he said to me like, I want to speak to you clearly and frankly, and I don't want to sugarcoat things when the illness that you are dealing with is so problematic and serious. Because I said to him, like, ever since getting the diagnosis, like, every symptom I've ever had has stayed, and they have never disappeared. And I'm under the impression that if I'm taking Ocrevus, then in some cases your symptoms can improve, but it's not gonna take away the initial damage that's already been done. Like, I understand that. And he was like, Ocrevus is not gonna give you back damaged nerve tissue, and I know that. So he was just explaining to me once again the significance and like the actual course of my disease, and no matter like if I'm on any treatment, like the damage that have been done is already there. That's irreversible, and that's gonna get worse with time. So as we age, our existing symptoms will get worse with time, and that is progression. That's a natural progression of the disease. And I just think it's been very fast in my case, and I'm not happy about that. And it makes me think that maybe I'm not dealing with relapsing remitting MS. Maybe I have something else. Maybe I actually have secondary progressive. But that's something my neurologist have to evaluate. And I have a neurologist appointment coming up in June, and it's like our yearly checkup. And he said to me, like, maybe run it past your neurologist, that maybe it's time to have another MRI to just check if there is progression visible on the MRI scan, and if not, the fact that you are getting worse, it could potentially be not relapsing remitting anymore. But even if it would be secondary progressive, he said your future is like that. If it's secondary progressive, he said that complicates things even more, and of course that's gonna be even more hard than if it's relapsing or remitting. But still, I think I would still be on Ocrevus if I had that. And I don't think that they're just gonna remove all my medication and be like, okay, we can't do anything more, adios. Like, I don't think they will do that. But I know that there is not a specific drug for if you have secondary progressive or primary progressive MS. I know that there are being studies made, and I think that Ocrevus is probably the number one choice for those patients as well. So either or, I'm still on the drug that I would be on, and I just have to like accept the fact that I will feel bad. Like it's just so many things. It's just so many things, and it's so overwhelming. Like, top to bottom, I'm like, there is no part of my body that is not affected by MS. Like, I have terrible brain fog. I have really, like, I struggle to find my words. My words come out like mumble jumbled. I don't know how to say. Like, they come out not in the correct order. I will say a word, and I will say the end of the word before the beginning of the word sometimes, and it will just make no sense. And even my daughter is like, not making fun of me, but she can hear when I'm talking that I'm saying things wrong, and she will bring that to my attention, because she's 8 and she thinks it's funny that mommy says something silly. So like, every time I say something wrong, she will bring it to my attention. So I know that it happens multiple times a day, because sometimes I get upset with her. because she's telling me, but like I'm struggling to find my words. I find it difficult to put sentences together, especially if I'm tired. Like I have really bad fatigue, like my vertigo won't leave me alone, like I can't see on my left eye. If I move my neck, I'm gonna pass out, like I will fall over because my balance is so off, and I have so much neck pain, sometimes I can't breathe, like my neck pain and my arm pain is constant. I can't use my left arm the way I want to, like every second is painful. It's just more or less intense. And then I have my problems with walking, and like my drop foot, and my lack of energy, and my muscle weakness, and like it's just so many things. Like how can one person have so many things? And knowing that it's only gonna get worse, that's not helping. Like that's not helping. I know that if I eat well, sleep well, nourish my body, do exercise, all of that, yes, I have more stamina, I can do things for longer. But doing all of those things, all the symptoms I just listed to you, they are still there. Like I will go insane before, yeah, I don't know guys, like I just don't see an end to it. I don't see an end to it. I just want to wake up one day having forgotten the fact that I have MS. That would be bliss. But then I don't want to stick my head in the sand either. But if I have a good day, and if I'm smiling, and if I'm being active and doing things, it's like when I have my bad days, they feel even worse. I feel guilty for having a good day then. Or when I'm having a good day, I feel guilty for having a good day, because then people won't believe me when I'm having a bad day. That's like my issue at the moment, that I know is not logic. And I'm sure that you can like relate to many of these things that I'm saying. And I've recently found a few new friends here online, one of which is a very special person. I will probably introduce you to him through a video soon, but it's one of my viewers, one of you guys, who reached out from one of my videos. He asked if we could do like a collaboration on a video. He's suffering from early onset of Alzheimer's, and it's just very interesting that many of these neurologic illnesses, or like neurodegenerative illnesses, have so many things in common. And I had a really interesting conversation with him the other day. We did kind of like an interview. When that thing goes live, I will let you guys know about it. But I just thought it was really how do I say, like not only interesting, but I felt like it was a good cause, and I felt like if I could help in any way, then I would be happy to do that. So I was happy to do the interview. But it was interesting because some of the questions he asked me maybe are being more like talked about when you have his, how do I say, his diagnosis than when you're suffering from MS. But for example, cognitive problems that we have, like we call it brain fog and we call it various other things, our memory gets affected too. And I just felt like I could relate to a lot of things that he was talking about, that he's talking about in his videos, and I appreciate how honest and open he is. I think that he has very similar manner of doing his videos that I do, just sitting down, like speaking his truth to the camera and sharing his experience. I think is very helpful. and I would recommend you guys go follow him and get familiar with his content as well. I think he's really good, so I'll leave a link to his channel underneath the video. But anywho, like yeah, there was a lot of interesting questions, and I think that many of those questions we as MS patients should be talking about, we should be thinking about as well, because we are ticking time bombs. We never know if tomorrow I'm gonna wake up blind, or if tomorrow I'm gonna wake up not feeling my legs, or if tomorrow I'm gonna wake up not remembering my family. Like, all these things are very much a possible outcome of this illness. So yeah, I think yeah, I feel like there needs to be some changes to how people, like the healthcare system, approach MS. And I think that there needs to be more awareness and information brought to the patients, even initially. I feel like most of my knowledge I've had to either experience myself or like research myself, and it's hard to find reliable sources sometimes. That's why I never claim that I know everything about MS. I'm only sharing like my personal experience, because I want people to feel less alone in their journey and their struggles, not because I have all the answers. I just want to make that clear. But yeah, I even talked to the chemist today about that, and he said we have to be so aware of our where we get the information from, because there are so much like not correct information out there, and things that can hurt people in the end. So I don't know, I just feel like I have a really good like relationship to my chemist and I feel like he is advocating for me within the hospital, and I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, I'm just feeling a little bit down after my appointment today, because yet again I'm being reminded of like my dark future, and the fact that the way I'm feeling now is the best I will feel for the rest of my life. That really messes with me, because I'm suffering so heavily. I feel like I can't imagine that I could suffer more in the future. So that's really that messes with you mentally. At least that's how I feel. So sorry if this video is a little bit of a downer, but like I said, when I share what's on my heart, and today this is it. So I hope you got something out of this video, and if you're newly diagnosed, like, please don't give up hope. Your reality is not necessarily gonna be what I'm experiencing. So some people go on and live happy, full, and very quite normal lives with MS. Not every patient is gonna be as severely impacted as I have been, so keep that in mind. But I love you so much, and I will see you guys soon. If you haven't become a member of my Spoonie Friends group yet, please go ahead and do that. I have a link underneath the video, and subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Much love. Bye.
Can we work it out? Only time will tell. It's gonna take a lot, 'cause we've been through hell. I can't be without you. I've tried and I failed.